Yes, Inca, the Korean pro player who made a good run, a deep run in the last qualifier, came to an unfortunate end against...
Who?
Inca.
He lost against Minigun. No, lost against B. Who did he lose to? Lost to Glon? No.
I think it was PvP. It might have been Minigun, but I'm not sure.
Minigun beat Daisy, and then Minigun
Ah, it was
beat
Daisy, yeah.
somebody else.
I know well, that's crazy. Actually, I think Inca might have forfeited in the quarterfinals. We can double check that later on.
Well, you know what? Since we're
yeah,
on
you
your
can
screen,
just do
I
that.
can just tab out and check it.
Exactly, because Inca did make it a pretty... no, he did lose to Glon, Ben. That is correct. We watched those games. I think they had a game on Daybreak, which was weird.
Yeah, Glon played some great games in that qualifier. Unfortunately, was not able to take out our boy
yeah.
Mishu.
No, I remember those games. On Daybreak, they had a very weird game. And we were talking about that game for quite a bit. We casted it as well. So that means that Inca made it to the semis, I believe. As we had 3 Protoss, as we had Minigun, Bishu, Inca, and Glon. That's how it was, man. Semi-final, Glon managed to beat him, that's correct. And Miso is our Terran in the left bottom side of the map. He's playing under the account Spin, though. Miso Spin. That's a cool nickname.
Spin versus Inca, Cloud Kingdom, the map. Well, what are your thoughts about this map and the matchup, Kev?
The matchup is, I really think, quite even right now. For a long time, Terrans has struggled quite a bit with Protoss, but certainly Korean Protoss right now. I've been watching a lot of replays from the recent Intox 3 Masters events, and you can really see a lot of the Korean Terrans, and we also saw that in TSL, where Mana lost against Hack. They stay on 2 base for a long time, and this is also something that Auras did against Naniwa. They stay on 2 base for a long time. They don't even get it to a command center. They don't get an insane amount of workers, but they make a very, very strong push on 2 base. And in my opinion, if Protoss opens up with Colossus, it's so hard to deal with because there's going to be just barely enough Vikings out. Most of the time Protoss thinks like, okay, this is the phase of the game where there is probably a command center going up somewhere, so I'm going to go double forge as well and work on my upgrades. And those 2 base timings from Terran, they're starting to get more and more tricky. And if you watch those games from the Intox 3 Masters, it seems that at least Korean Terrans definitely have figured some good timings out.
Yeah, I think Tasia has really been kind of blazing a path for a lot of these guys. He was maybe the first to show that he wasn't scared of Zergs or Protoss or anybody for that matter, and as a result of his success, we're starting to see other people follow suit.
And I think Cloud Kingdom in general is quite a nice map for Protoss, because all these 3 bases, they are pretty close to each other, so that means that it's going to be pretty hard for Terran to drop. If you have a High Templar over here in your natural, and you have a High Templar over here, it's very unlikely that you're ever going to get dropped in your main base. So I really feel that once Protoss goes up to 3 bases, this is a pretty nice map, but if you're going to have to deal with some of those crazy 2 base pushes, then it might be a different story. This is also a nice map for Blink Stalkers, by the way, but we're not going to see that. Oh, not perfect micro there by Miso. He's going to end up losing at least 2 Marines.
Yeah, but ultimately does chase away that Stalker.
I would have loved to see Inca walk up his Stalker up the high ground immediately while the Zealot was already here absorbing damage. So then he could warp the Stalker from here to the south side and he could start out microing these Marines. Something he's still able to do right now, but now it's going to be 4 Marines already. So it's a little bit more tricky and he has to be more careful.
Yep, and for what it's worth, Miso is managing to keep Inca pretty much in the dark here. He's, there's been no confirmation on that command center just yet, but as I say it, Stalker walks forward.
He still didn't see it, and the fact that there's no bunker might scare him a little bit. Oh, that Stalker is trapped right now. Stalker will fall.
Wow.
Mistake by Inca, certainly considering that's the only unit he has over here. So he's not able to scout anything right now, but he's still going 1-gate robo. Wow. Inca has spider senses.
That's great.
That's great.
Absolutely cray, Kev. 3 racks coming up for our Terran player, Miso.
Yep, standard opening for him. Wow, Propex, he mentioned, no, just go into the main base. You're not going to get out of there anyway. So you might as well get the confirmation. There is 2 more racks. That's exactly what he sees right now. Spots the tech lab. Not sure if he saw the engineering bay as well, but oh yeah, he did. So he saw everything. Man, that was one lucky probe.
The one very, very successful probe. That was a well.
Inca has 3 sentries right now. He could definitely use some more weapons. Certainly considering the fact, man, these 2 additional gates are a little bit late. And these are 9. Well, I guess with good force fields he's going to be okay, but he could definitely use another weapon immediately. It's a little bit tricky. It's cray.
It could be cray. Units are going to walk right forward, and I think he's going to get a couple of probe kills. Surely he's going to get a couple of probes. Why are you going to walk to the ramp? Does this make any sense to you?
Nope. Well, he did pick up a sentry. But no, I would have much rather seen him go together with all the Marines instead of only 6 Marines. He just sacrificed 5 Marines.
4 or 5 probes there. Yeah. I mean,
and forced the rest of the probes to be pulled away, so a lot of mining time lost for Inca as well. And that's really painful for Protoss in this phase of the game. But Miso is not doing that.
Yeah, instead of getting a couple of probe kills, he throws away those Marines and basically gives back any small advantage he might have gained by killing that early Stalker. So, unfortunate. Inca's transitioning straight to Colossus tech off of just these 3 gates.
A lot of Protoss players have loved that 2-base Colossus style with 6-7 gates for a long time here. Certainly when Squirtle had that great run at IPL 4, where he was basically just doing the same strat over and over again, and he was doing it very well. Even in the grand final, almost managed to beat Alive, as he made it go into 2 best-of-5s, I believe, as he won the first one. But then he did end up losing the second one.
Shortly after that, that build just took over the ladder and has been really difficult for Terrence to deal with for a long time. But it's kind of figured out now. Yeah,
Observer did get picked off, but more importantly, the Observer did spot the 3rd command center. So now I really wonder, Inca, are you going to drop a quick additional Nexus as well? And that seems to be the case. I love it when you scout that. He has excellent idea right now about what's going on. He knows about the timings. There's still going to be this small window, which is a little bit tricky. Whereas you can see the first medevacs are almost out on the map. Yeah, those are the first 2 medevacs. And there's only 1 Colossus right now. The second Colossus is on the way. But you have to be careful with your Colossus. Like the moment you have 3 Colossus, drops are not scary anymore. With 1, it's pretty damn scary. And even with 2, it can be scary. Because if they find a Colossus out of position and they have 2-3 Stimmed Marauders, Colossus will fall like flies.
It's true, man. Colossi, for all their strength as attacking units, they're not very good at taking damage.
You know what we say in Dutch, man? It means hoge bomen vangen veel wind. Now that expression has absolutely nothing to do with taking a whole lot of damage, but it does mean that a Colossus, which is basically like a hoge boom, which is a tall tree in Dutch, they catch a lot of wind. In this case, focus fire. And wind is just wind.
How do you say it? Hovabova?
Hoge bomen vangen veel wind.
Hokaboma?
Hoge bomen.
Oklahoma?
No. Dutch is not your language, man.
No, it's not.
Oklahoma catches probably a lot of wind as well. I have no idea about that.
Terran's going to go ahead and push out now with 4 medevacs and a handful of Marine Marauder. Observer sees all of this, and there is a Colossus out. So with good positioning and good control, I think Inca's going to be all right.
Miso is the supply block, as he's making 2 additional depots. Picks off another Observer. This is a really annoying moment to lose your Observer as Protoss. Inca is getting his Templar Archives as well. If he just warps in 2 High Templars, I'm a little bit surprised, Ben, that right now he's researching Storm before he warps in High Templars. I think in situations like this, I would much rather warp in High Templar first, so you can already feedback medefacts, and later on, if you really want, because right now Storm is not going to help you anything. If he had a High Templar here, he could have at least feedbacked something. He's going to end up losing those cannons. No, he's not going to end up losing the Nexus.
That's a nice attack. Kills 2 cannons, kills a pylon, backs off, doesn't lose anything.
And scares Inca.
Yep. So basically free damage there. Like that free damage.
Nothing better than free damage. So big medevac drop perhaps in the main base. That could be crucial. Inca.
He did kill the Observer, so Inca's got no way of seeing this.
Didn't remake the Observer. I'm a little bit surprised by that, Ben. Now we have all 3 High Templars in the 3rd base as well. There's not a single High Templar in the main base. This could get really ugly for Inca.
This is gonna hurt. Inca is not in position right now, and the medevacs make it uncontested.
This is one of those doom drops. It's doing so much damage, picking up a lot of probes. There is Blink. This Colossus is a little bit out of position, and it's a hoge boom, Ben.
It is a Hogabova, and at the same time, a second wave of attack into the 3rd base. All the probes here are going to die.
Well, it's a great aggression from Miso. It's going to pick up the Templar Archives, picked off the Robo Bay. So Inca's left with absolutely no tech. Might lose the robotics facility as well.
40 probes, Kevin. Robo does go down. Now these Marines and Marauders are more or less trapped.
It's raining storms. Actually, these bio units are still not going to die.
That's pretty amazing. And while some Marines and Marauders are left behind,
that's an absolute doom drop.
Most of the medevacs will live to fly and heal another day. Man, Miso is he's just kind of won the game.
He won the game already. He's rolling all over Inca right now. Inca just has a few gateway units remaining. But there is so much more remaining for Miso. That's some great aggression.
How did that even happen? It was just like, all right,
completely out of position.
Even game. Okay, I win.
It's GG is called. That's what happens, Ben, when you're completely out of position. And the first moment, I think Inca even. What did you laugh? What did Froden say? I missed it.
You said Miso, Oklahoma.
Ah. Miso, Oklahoma. But that's what happens when you're completely out of position. When Protoss goes to 3 bases as well, there's always this moment where you're a little bit vulnerable. He got Storm as well after only having, I think he had 2 Colossus, or no, maybe he had 3. In any case, he got Storm still pretty quick, but he had his entire army at his 3rd base. He lost the Observer, and then to not have a single Stalker in your base, that's just risky. If you watch games from MC or other great Protoss players, they always have their Stalkers in position. Because what's going to happen, he's not just going to stim up that ramp, because he knows you have a lot of sentries. So you don't need your entire army at one spot. You need to worry about your main base as well. It was a great drop by Miso, with great execution, but Inca kind of called it one himself.
Yep, nice game there for Miso, who goes up 1-0 over Inca, formerly of Team Old Generations, aka OGS.
That was a great team, man.
It was.
A lot of GSL champions.
They did. And a lot of players who were once on OGS are still very strong.
Almost all of them.
Pros. So guys, don't go anywhere. Second map's going to be Metropolis. We'll get into that game after we get back from this short break.